And as he approaches Mexico City, he notices basically a small flying saucer just above his left wing. And he's like, what is this?
I am a 100% believer in UFOs.
UFOs are frequently reported to be hiding in or near clouds of an alleged metallic disc nestled in the clouds above Lake Cote, Costa Rica.
I mean, there are deep questions. Are we alone in the universe? Probably not, you'd guess. There are 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe, right? So you would expect not.
Usually, alien crafts are either just a beam of light or saucer-shaped, but this one looks like an innovative new design. Tourists in Hawaii were trekking by the hilly areas where they spotted this object that was flying not too far from their location. Using their phone cameras, they tried to get a better look by zooming in on it while recording. Unlike the usual UFOs that are sighted, this one had a much more updated and modernized look, with this one maybe being part of some ongoing trails, seeing how slow and much easier it was to spot, where usually in moments like these, the alien crafts tend to go supersonic. Hidden among the clouds.
What the hell is that thing? Hold on a second.
Most of the time, UFOs make an open appearance with no concern of being spotted. While the commercial airliner was flying over the skies of Florida, one of the passengers spotted an object or aircraft of some kind that was parked within the clouds and only partially visible.
Can't see it anymore. Dad, move your hand.
The bright blue light that was lit up was the only reason how easily it was spotted. This sighting could genuinely be made after a mistake was made on the part of the aliens, or perhaps the light was purposefully lit for reasons unknown. Encircling saucer mystery. Either the aliens were guarding something very sensitive, or were suffering a severe case of malfunction. On the 7th of July, 2024, a pedestrian in Nagpur, India witnessed a very close and unbelievable sight of alien UFO activity, which got him very curious. Due to the cloudy weather, he couldn't make out if it was a single, very large UFO that was spinning fast, suffering some technical difficulties while being close to the ground, or a large fleet of UFOs guarding a perimeter of something very secretive. However, he believed that this was more of a fleet of UFOs caught in a loop of encirclement. Intimidation or malfunctioning? Being around an alien craft that's malfunctioning could be far scarier than one purposefully being intimidating. A girl traveling on a passenger plane while recording noticed the appearance of several pairs of dotted objects which randomly appeared in the sky. One of them, however, came very close to the plane in a supersonic move and returned back immediately in the same manner. The objects then remained far away without making any more sudden moves. None of the other passengers were able to witness the incident, as these crafts are said to be using infrared technology. This incident leaves the obvious question: was this intimidation of some kind, or perhaps a malfunction? Tailing UFO craft. Although these UFO crafts have been peaceful till now, sometimes they get concerningly close. A dark UFO craft was spotted by a concerned passenger once it was spotted flying next to an airliner. The tailing UFO kept following for a couple of minutes before releasing a small cloud of black smoke and turning around quickly to leave. The actual motive of this UFO was not known, though it almost gave the vibe that it didn't want to be spotted or was flying too close that would even make its own kind quite uncomfortable. UFO Command Center. To date, this might be the biggest UFO sighting yet. That, as concerning as it is also fascinating. During a morning hike, a group of hikers in California recorded this exorbitantly large, unidentified flying craft that was visibly very near to the ground and was completely stationary. Most spectators and even viewers believed it to be the command center of aliens, or at least numerous UFOs that appeared all over the planet. If this is the case, it's quite alarming, suggesting it could be followed by a large fleet of fighter UFOs with the potential intent of invading humanity and attempting to take over. Tic Tac UFO. This could have been anything from an unusual-looking UFO to just a glitch in the Matrix. A passenger on an unknown commercial airliner shared a clip showing a large object that was not only rotating, but also moving erratically across the area. Described as a Tic Tac-shaped UFO, its true nature remains a mystery. With a visible shadow confirming it was no hoax, the best explanation seems to be an alien craft malfunctioning while passing through portals. Shiny, low-flying craft. This looks like another innovative prototype that's designed with the attempt of giving it better invisibility capabilities. A private plane pilot who was flying in mountainous areas somewhere north of Canada had a very close encounter with an enhanced UFO in the midst of the flight. It had a shiny silver surface all around, which was deflecting sunlight, and also looked to be quite slim in appearance. The alien craft seemed to have purposefully maneuvered around the private plane to show off its potential or flexibility. Volcano mystery.
Mira, Cali, como se ve aquí en la pantalla. Ven.
In November 2021, a group of young hikers reached the summit of Antuco Volcano in Chile's Biobío region and stumbled upon something truly bizarre. Amid the natural beauty, a strange, shining object caught their eyes.
Lo que lo encontramos, un ovni, un objeto que brilla ya no identificado.
They managed to record a luminous, triangular shape, perhaps a UFO or even a portal. While many believed it was otherworldly, skeptics dismissed it as an edit. Was it a portal or UAP? Share those thoughts down in the comments.
Está haciendo la genkidama, weón.
Abduction. The footage went viral recently and was probably from secret files from Area 51. A US military helicopter was flying over the Atlantic Ocean on regular surveillance when a strange light appeared from afar and got near the helicopter. In the blink of an eye, that US helicopter was gone, and the light then went straight on its path. Now, as the footage made its way online, many speculations were made. Some said it might be a top-secret project, or that the copter was abducted by the surprising sphere of light. And you know what? During all this fuss, the US authorities never clarified anything. UAP or UFO? UFOs often are visibly shiny at times, but nothing of this sort, which very well seems more like an unidentified aerial phenomenon. A bystander from the ground on the streets of Salvador, Brazil, noticed the appearance of this unknown entity in the sky, where an object was not only shape-shifting, but also had a huge light flashing signature that was continuously changing by the second. With the lights popping so bright, it was almost impossible to make any sense of what this might or might not have been. Some of the viewers believed this was a UFO putting on a show, while others were convinced it was more of a phenomenon at work. UFO trail or dementor? Call it a trail of smoke off a UFO or a sighting of a dementor. This doesn't seem to have human involvement, according to the source. In February 2023, an online speculation surged when a flight passenger spotted a peculiar object from the window. Apart from this being a UFO going down in flames, it resembled that of a sci-fi flying dementor that was swiftly moving alongside the aircraft. The passenger, who couldn't know its nature, turned to the internet for answers and uploaded the footage. Even though the footage got decent attention, no one was able to make sense of what this was. Unidentified shallow water object. Till date, UFOs have never been seen taking a dip or going underwater, but this could be a first. Two boaters were heading up for a recreational fishing trip off the coast of Puerto Rico, until this very bright, unusual blue light caught their attention and they stopped to investigate. Though some of the marine life are bioluminescent, surely none of them are this type of bright. With the possibility of this being some submarine and having no possibility, ultimately, the only possible explanation left behind here is that it must be some underwater version of a UFO. unintelligible sky object. At one point, this looks like another alien craft and some bird at the other. A villager from an undisclosed location in India spotted this very unfamiliar-looking object during the early morning hours. It had wing-like arms protruding from the center, which looked more or less like a pod or a spacecraft of some kind. The object of interest remained stationary at the same position in the sky and was reported to have disappeared soon after. This object is considered to be a UFO, as well as a UAP. Sky crossing anomalies. A video from May 27, 2023 in Melbourne, Australia reveals large, peculiar objects appearing in the sky. Some resemble debris, while others take on humanoid shapes, moving fluidly across the sky. As they approach tall buildings, they skillfully navigate around them before returning to their original formation. Despite ongoing speculation, the cause of this phenomenon remains largely unanswered. Experts suggest that electromagnetic waves may have influenced the behavior of these alien artifacts, providing a potential explanation for their unexpected movements. Fast descending triangle UFO. Among the numerous UFO sightings reported over the decades, this one stands out for its unique design and also its intention. A remote area resident in Chile was left petrified upon spotting a triangular-shaped UFO rapidly descending a couple of miles away from his private property in the countryside. From the design and movement of the craft, it clearly looked to be a highly advanced UFO that was landing. However, as the witnesses attempted to get closer for a better look, by the time he reached the other side of the mountain, it was long gone. Going in circles. Normally, an alien saucer appears in a dramatic way and is made a big deal out of. This one, however, was quite casual in comparison. A commercial airliner was flying above the cloudy sky of Paris when one of the passengers on board filmed the black saucer craft, which appeared not too far away and made a casual pass by. Initially, he thought that this UFO craft, as surprising as it was just crossing paths with them, until he saw it again minutes later. This led him to believe that the saucer was flying in circles around the plane for reasons unknown, while maintaining safe distance just to avoid collision. T-shaped prototype. On April 19, 2024, a mysterious object was caught on camera in Mexico. Believed by many to be a UFO, the object was seen hovering in the sky, exhibiting movements unlike any known aircraft. Witnesses quickly recorded the event and shared the footage on social media, where it garnered significant attention. While some speculated it could be a top-secret military project, others believed it was evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Despite the widespread speculation, the sighting remains unexplained. What do you think? Government secrets or alien activity? Clouded UFO formation. Looks like the aliens are trying to use the benefit of the doubt, guising their crafts to look like clouds to form an undetected formation. A concerned homeowner living by the outskirts of a city in the Philippines noticed dozens of small UFO-shaped and sized cloud-like formations all across the sky. According to him, the UFOs are using artificial cloud-like holograms to hide their presence in the area by making everything think of them to be clouds. Now, it's unclear what their intentions may be, but if they're going to extreme lengths, they certainly have a much bigger agenda at hand. Beach saucer sighting. Imagine enjoying the perfect beach day until something extraordinary appears in the sky. In 2003, an alien saucer-shaped object was filmed hovering over Africa. Critics might claim it's a hoax, but the way the light reflects off the UFO suggests otherwise. The object remains visible for a while before suddenly vanishing into thin air, as if it noticed the camera. Perhaps the aliens forgot to activate their camouflage and were reminded by their commander. Or maybe it accelerated at a speed beyond our current technological capabilities. Large UAP signature. Clearly, this is more of an unidentified aerial phenomena than a UFO, just by its flashy signature. Footage recorded in June 2016 in Iraq by a government source shows the appearance of a group of several large, flashy objects which randomly appeared moving over the desert landscape. Its physical nature, as well as the random appearance, was neither known nor explainable by even ufologists, apart from these being drones. According to the anonymous source who leaked the video, this may have been some kind of arsenal. Spy Sparrow. Even though this clearly looks like an unidentified flying object, there is the potential of it blending into spy. This bird drone was spotted on top of power lines, as it kept on either flashing a light of its own, or there were sparks all over it. With this spy bird drone that was facing towards the source, he was convinced he was being kept an eye on by someone very interested in his whereabouts. Now, this could very likely be a human rather than an alien, but the source is convinced of it having more alien vibes surrounding it than any human vibes. Upside down saucer. By this point, it's almost evident that even the aliens are serious about innovating new designs and modernizing their fleet, according to their own standards. This uniquely designed spacecraft was spotted and filmed by a group of young men playing soccer in Brazil. Unlike the usual UFOs, this one was upside down and had lights all over it. It appeared to be abducting someone, if not extracting someone from within the wooded area, shortly before disappearing into another dimension. Another UFO prototype. At this point, there's no more room of doubt left that aliens indeed are looking for a new look for their crafts in a haste. A ufologist shared this clip on Instagram showing another design of a UFO craft that was flying low in the skies of Phoenix, Arizona. This one seemed to be absorbing the sunlight and using it to camouflage itself in the sky during the day. As it gets closer in the footage, we can see it clearly has black and white stripes on top, just as the military uses different camouflage patterns to blend itself with the operating environment. Secret craft. Governments keep secrets, but sometimes they slip through the cracks. A triangle-shaped UFO was just hanging out over the mountains in Brazil. It was moving super slowly and then suddenly took off at warp speed, with its afterburners blazing. Experts were quick to say it was the TR-3B, a secret US spacecraft built from alien technology, which was recovered from the Roswell incident in 1947, while some netizens argued it was an alien invasion. What do you think it might be? Miami Lights. If it glows, it knows. And on January 6, 2024, Miami residents were left wondering just what those strange flying lights knew. A man standing on his terrace spotted these lights moving erratically across the sky. He wasn't alone. Locals noticed the same phenomenon almost daily throughout the month. He even pointed out the strange clouds over the sky. While some believed these were aliens spying on us, skeptics suggested a more mundane explanation. They suggested those might be airport drones keeping the skies clear of birds. Whether extraterrestrial or man-made, these lights sparked curiosity and debate across the city.
And them clouds not even moving. How the whole cloud not gonna move? It's just sitting there at nighttime.
Fiery encounter. Seeing is believing, but sometimes it's hard to believe just what you see. In 2023, the city of Maceió experienced an unusual sighting. A camera facing the sea captured a massive fireball on the horizon. So huge, it looked like a second sun. The fireball appeared and disappeared, and finally vanished with a mysterious white object trailing behind. Netizens were quick to scream alien invasion, while experts suggested it could be a satellite re-entering the atmosphere, or even a clever digital trick. The truth? Well, that's still up for debate. The sky holds many secrets, and this was just one of them. Batmobile. On October 20th, 2021, an unidentified flying object was caught on camera from the International Space Station. It was sort of like a space version of a Batmobile. This strange object resembled a high-tech space vehicle and was hovering uncontrollably. The US government quickly claimed it was just a metallic fragment off of a missile launch. But the sleek design and details were too intriguing to just be mere debris. Naturally, this sparked some wild speculation, with many convinced it was a genuine UFO, while the authorities continued convincing people it was space debris. Netizens, however, were not buying it after all. Not all that floats is junk in space. Saucy UFO. Not everything that glitters is gold, but this time it is. Not every UFO is alien. A viral video showing a flying object with truff written on it has taken the internet by storm. It was filmed from the mirror side of an airplane when this object zoomed near it. The footage racked up millions of views on social media, which had UFO enthusiasts buzzed out with excitement. But after some digging, the truth is actually saucier than you might think. Turns out Truff is a sauce brand famous for quirky marketing stunts. Brand even posted the video on its official account. So next time you see something bizarre, remember, sometimes it might just be clever marketing in disguise. Green light. In Chile, a group of boys were awestruck when they noticed a strange green light beaming down from the sky and pointing right at them. They quickly captured the scene on video, which went viral almost instantly. Speculations of a UFO spread like wildfire, but skeptics weren't convinced. They insisted it was all staged and probably just a drone. Whether it was extraterrestrial or just some tech trickery, the mystery remains unsolved. The truth is still out there. Or maybe just up there. Mystery glint. In 2019, a glint in the sky caught the eye of a man in Guilford County, North Carolina. He zoomed in on the flashing cylindrical object. The footage showed it coming in and out of focus, glinting like metallic mirrors in the late afternoon sun. Experts estimated it was as high as a commercial aircraft. The 34-year-old local, blown away by what he captured, believed it was otherworldly. Whether an alien ship or just some strange reflection, this sighting left many people scratching their heads. Keep your eyes on the skies. You just never know what you might see. Sky specter. When you see something strange in the sky, it's almost like spotting a unicorn in your backyard. Mind-blowing and a bit unreal. In January 2024, locals in Mississauga, Ontario, had their minds blown by a mysterious dark figure hovering above. This humanoid shape floated slowly through the sky and stirred up a storm of speculations. Some believed it was an alien, while skeptics claimed it was just a humanoid-shaped balloon. So what do you think? Was it an interdimensional being, or just some cleverly shaped plastic? Whatever it was, it sure had people talking. Odd satellite. This might be the most convincing UFO footage ever. Surfacing on the internet in 2021 at an unknown location, someone recorded a flying spacecraft soaring through the clouds. It was huge, with 3 glowing dots and what seemed to be an afterburner, and it went straight into the sky. At first, people speculated it might be a rocket or some kind of satellite being launched into space. However, experts commented that no known rocket or satellite is in that shape, so we're left with only 2 possibilities. Either it's some top-secret project or an otherworldly aircraft. Strange sighting.
Caught on camera, shall we say, the weirdest unidentified flying object you've likely ever seen.
A resident of Kingsburg captured the weirdest UFO ever seen, right above his yard. It appeared as a light with a strange trail behind it, setting off his motion sensor around 10:09 p.m. He initially thought it was a shooting star, but quickly reconsidered, and joked about aliens. This sighting came just as Congress was pressing the Pentagon for UFO evidence.
They do exist or they don't exist. They keep telling us they don't exist, but they block every opportunity for us to get a hold of the information.
Don't you think those aliens want to be on the scene now? Well, the footage left many curious, including another local who reported seeing a similar object. Share your thoughts about this strange object below.
To see whatever facts and information we have, and it's good. I'm very supportive of letting the American public see whatever we have.
Desert encounter. Seeing is believing, they say, but sometimes it only leaves you with more questions. A massive spaceship or flying saucer was parked in the desert. Its door opened and a sleek humanoid creature emerged. The UFO dropped it and went away. The creature stood there for a while, then it was whisked away by a blue light when zoomed in on. The internet went wild, divided on whether this was a real UFO encounter or an elaborate hoax. What do you think? Genuine or just another desert mirage? Sky mystery. They say the sky has secrets, and one man discovered a big one while filming the weather from his apartment. Initially thinking it was the sun peeking through the clouds, he soon realized it was something else entirely, a massive flying saucer. When he zoomed in, he saw a black object slowly emerging from it. When he posted the footage online, netizens went wild with theories. Experts weighed in and said the details were too precise to be fake. The sky may seem vast, but sometimes it reveals mysteries in the most unexpected of ways. Remote portal. In the remote mountain ranges, a man captured something astonishing. A flying saucer gliding towards what seemed to be a portal. Slowly, the saucer entered the portal, which then closed and vanished without a trace. When the footage surfaced online, it caused quite a stir. Some argued it was a clever edit, while others believed it was a genuine UFO encounter. The clip ignited heated debates between believers and skeptics. Could this be proof of extraterrestrial life using portals to travel? Share your thoughts in the comments. Glowing tangos. When glowing dots in the sky grow larger, increase in number, and descend rapidly, you know something unusual is imminent. In August 2023, a driver in downtown London noticed a glowing object. Initially, he thought it was an aircraft, but it began multiplying exponentially, leaving him baffled. As the objects grew bigger and descended toward the Earth's surface, their bright glow obscured their true nature, leading to speculation about their possibly malicious intent. Hovering mystery.
What the? It looks like it's moving with the clouds.
A woman from the city of Dayton, Ohio was with her family when suddenly she spotted something that defied all logic. It was a massive piece of wreckage and inexplicably suspended in mid-air.
Oh, did you see this?
According to local reports, a private plane pilot even circled it, hoping for some clue to its origin, but no luck. Before anyone else could investigate the wreckage, it vanished into thin air.
Oh my god, disappeared.
It was like nothing anyone had ever seen before, and this hovering mystery left everyone confused. Was it a UFO? A glitch in reality? Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. It was a story that'll keep you looking up at the sky. Person floating in air. Two buddies were outside, tossing around a football and enjoying a sunny day. When suddenly, one of them spotted something bizarre in the sky.
We see this thing floating through the air. I mean, it literally just looks like a person's floating through the air.
A massive figure was seemingly floating in mid-air. Out of curiosity, they zoomed in and realized it looked more like a person, defying gravity and gliding through the clouds.
We have no idea what it is, but it doesn't look like an airplane or anything.
Caught off guard by this surreal sight, they couldn't help but wonder what on Earth, or beyond, could be causing it. Was it some kind of airborne acrobat, a trick of the light, or perhaps something more otherworldly? Spiral UFO.
A strange object caught on camera. A viewer sent this video to us. They say it was taken a few days ago, but they weren't sure what it was.
It was 2022, and a guy was staring at the night sky, admiring the countless stars up there. Suddenly, he saw something strange and pulled out his camera to capture it. What he ended up witnessing was a massive, glowing spiral that looked like it was growing bigger. He was completely stunned and couldn't find the words to describe what he was seeing. People around him started speculating about what it could be, from normal explanations to aliens.
It looks like a Ferris wheel actually took to the sky.
It's weird.
Have you seen anything similar before?
No.
A retired Air Force official suggested it could be a helicopter with a searchlight, whose beam got distorted by the weather.
If it was cloudy that night or rain that night, whenever you look at lights through that, it creates a halo effect.
But then he admitted that he had seen some unexplainable objects during his service, and that reignited the debate. What could be the other possible explanation for this thing? UFO. It was a regular day in an urban area when suddenly someone looked up and spotted something that would make your jaw drop. A strange light zipping across the sky like it had places to be. Now, at first, you might think it was just a plane doing its thing, right? But hold up. This light was moving at a speed that had experts scratching their heads. It went from left to right, then shot straight up into the sky. Now, the big question on everyone's mind, what was it? Could it be a UFO cruising through our atmosphere? Or maybe something else entirely? What's your take on this? Let me know in the comments below. Oblivion. In 2018, a commercial jet was cruising towards its destination over Japan when the passengers spotted something from a sci-fi movie towering above the clouds. And I'm not talking about an average fluffy cloud here. Nope, this thing was massive, like skyscraper massive. Just hanging there, motionless, defying all logic.
It's not what you want to see out of your plane window.
What's going on here? Very narrow pyramid pointing directly up into the sky.
Now everyone was wondering what in the world they were looking at. Some even speculated it might be the Japanese rocket launch that got that shape. But you know what was even crazier? There was no launch scheduled for that day. So what was it? A rocket? A portal to another dimension? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is certain, it was enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about the sky.
It looks completely unnatural, like nothing you've ever seen before, and certainly nothing you've ever seen in the sky.
Alien disclosure. Deep in the mountains of Spain, 2 UFOs made a surprise appearance and were captured on camera for the world to see. Yes, you heard me right. Rare footage of aliens in action. It was all happening right before our eyes. Now, before you start questioning, let me tell you, we've dug the whole internet, but couldn't find any possible explanation for this. The perfect round shape and the lights made it look like the perfect UFO we've all seen of and heard about. But that's exactly what made it too good to be true. Flying Angel.
Not really.
Back in 2015, 2 guys captured a weird video that left everyone stunned in disbelief. They were on the top of a tall building, and all of a sudden, they saw this strange creature coming up from the ground. It was like a human, but it had wings that were flapping like crazy as it rose up into the sky.
Look. We're gonna die tonight. Worse, man. They're just gonna start.
People all over the place went crazy trying to figure out what it was. Some said it was an angel, while others thought it might be an alien. Nobody knows for sure what it was, but it sure was a wild sight to see.
Worse, man. They're just gonna start.
Shining UFO.
Hundreds of them. There's a cluster of 3. They're extremely high up.
In 2015, on a regular day over at Fort Huachuca, U.S. Army headquarters, when suddenly a passerby caught this strange object, a mysterious, shining UFO that was just chilling up there in the sky. Now, at first glance, you might think it was just some balloons floating around, right? Well, hold on, because it got weirder.
I'm watching. These are not balloons. These are not balloons, people.
The guy who caught it on camera swore up and down that these were no balloons, and those objects were like shimmering things floating at a height that was way too high for a normal balloon. So, what was it? Well, that's the million-dollar question. And guess what? Even the authorities denied any presence of such an object. Something is definitely fishy here.
They're extremely high up.
Angelic figure. This video from 2022 made rounds on the internet, and it got everyone talking about what exactly was going on in it. It's one of those mysterious sightings that got people scratching their heads. Apparently, it shows some kind of angelic figure appearing from an undisclosed location. It was flying in the sky with its wings spread wide, but it was a bit hard to see because of the distance and video quality. People shared this video like crazy online, and everyone got their own idea about what it could be. Some folks think it's proof of divine intervention, while others say it was just a camera glitch. I can't help but wonder what really happened. What do you think about it? Alien maneuvers. A family was out on a camping trip near Royston, Hertfordshire, and they were enjoying some quality time. But then, out of nowhere, they spotted something in the sky that stopped them frozen in their tracks. A UFO, just chilling up there like it was no big deal. Now, at first, they thought it might be some fancy airplane doing acrobatics or something, but upon closer look, they realized it was like nothing they'd ever seen before. It was like a two-ringed airship, moving in circles, up and down, defying all laws of physics. And they captured it all on film, and people started throwing theories from top-secret government experiments to extraterrestrial visitors. So, what's your take on this? Let me know in the comments below.
Paranormal caught on camera.
Alien invasion.
We got a lot of calls from News 4 viewers seeing lights streaming across the sky.
From New Baton, Illinois to St. Genevieve, locals were buzzing about some strange lights streaking across the sky. I'm talking lights so eerie, they've got people wondering if they were being invaded by aliens. But before you start packing your bags for Area 51, we've got a lead. Turns out, it was not an alien invasion after all. It was just SpaceX doing its thing, launching another batch of Starlink internet satellites into space. And you know what? Some genius dad even told his daughter it was Santa Claus doing a test run. Now, that's what I call some creative thinking.
A dad who said that he told his daughter it was just Santa Claus doing a test run. That's what he said.
Strange shape. On a sunny day at the beach in Chile, families were enjoying the sand and surf when suddenly all eyes were drawn to the sky. Out of nowhere, a massive, mysterious shape appeared, hanging just above the sea. Some even started thinking it was the second coming of Jesus. Yep, you heard that right. A spiritual awakening sight, wasn't it? But the experts had a different take. They said that it might be a crazy natural phenomenon. Even then, some people weren't convinced. They believed the weird shape was a warning, a message from the universe about something big that was on its way. Godzilla. It was September 2019, and a resident in Jamaica recorded what appeared to be a real-life Godzilla-like creature, or at least something that looked a whole lot like him, looming in the distance. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Godzilla just a big old myth? Well, that's what I thought too, until this footage surfaced. Sure, it was a bit blurry, but the creature unmistakably resembled the fictional giant. This footage sparked conspiracy theories and long debates among the experts. Could there really be creatures out there resembling our favorite movie monsters? It was like the line between fiction and reality just got a whole lot blurrier. But hey, stranger things have happened, right? Strange green light.
Look. What is that? What is that? Isn't that weird? I so hope I got that on video.
Out in Western Australia, a man was filming the night sky to admire its beauty. Now, that wasn't too out of the ordinary, right? But amidst the whole scene, there was this strange greenish cloud just hanging there, glowing like something out of place. And get this, it didn't just fade away like a regular cloud. Nope, it stuck around. constant and unwavering, like it had got a mind of its own. Now, some speculated it could be a kind of an experiment gone wrong, while others whispered about UFOs and alien abductions. There's truly some strange things going on here. Creepy alien. In Fresno, California, a man spotted something that'll make your skin crawl. A creepy, alien-looking object, just floating around like it owned the place. This thing looked like a giant squid, but instead of swimming in the ocean, it was gliding through the sky, with tentacles and all. Now, here's where things get interesting. Locals were divided on what in the world this thing could be. Some said it was an alien invasion, while others were convinced it was just a flying kite. I just hope that the kite theory was the real case. Vertical red light.
People are asking us about this, a bright orange light in the sky. It was a vertical line that appeared high up in the clouds.
In 2022, a bright orange light sliced through the clouds like a beacon in the night sky. But here's where it got really interesting. It was not just any ordinary light. Nope, it was a vertical line standing tall between the clouds, leaving everyone shocked and in wonder. Now, before you start conjuring up visions of aliens or UFOs, hold up. Experts had a theory.
I'm 99.9% sure it's a flare that was taking place at the Manville Basil plant.
They were pretty confident it was just a flare from the Manville Basil plant, reflecting off those pesky cloud droplets. And you know what? It actually made sense. But hey, that didn't stop folks on social media from spinning wild tales of their own.
Some folks had some interesting theories on
bet.
social media.
I bet.
Exactly. You know where this is going.
Mid-air encounter.
What is that? Carrie, what is that?
Here's a sky sighting that'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew. A passenger aboard a plane was cruising over the Aegean Sea and spotted something downright bizarre outside the window. It was a dark, smoke-like object performing maneuvers that seemed terrific. The passengers were stunned, capturing footage of this mysterious object as it danced through the sky. But what about this thing? Well, the experts were scratching their heads too, unable to offer a plausible explanation. Was it an alien craft, or is there some other logical explanation? Drop a comment below. Bizarre rings. In Moscow, locals spotted something truly strange. A bizarre ring of black smoke hovering over the city. This ring slowly rose above the rooftops, casting an eerie shadow over the Russian capital. But here's where things get really weird. Residents from several districts reported seeing this mystical ring that sparked rumors. Some said it was just the result of a sharp exhaust at a nearby enterprise, while others whispered about UFOs wreaking havoc across the country. So, what's your take on these bizarre rings? Drop a comment below. Divine lights.
Two powerful lights soar into the air as a tribute to lives lost on 9/11.
In 2016, something incredible happened in the sky above Hoboken, New Jersey. A guy was just trying to capture the Hudson River when he saw it, and he managed to capture something amazing that made people start talking about faith and spirituality. Among the tribute lights, a strange image appeared and caught everyone's attention. It looked like a figure resembling Jesus. People speculated it was just a light trick or some clouds formed like that, but most of them insisted it was indeed a divine entity. So what was it? Was it a cloud formation or something more profound? I think we may never know what the thing actually was. Flying saucer. A group of walking passengers were baffled to spot a mysterious object hovering over the mountains in Colombia in April 2022. The bizarre flying object first appeared as a small dot in the sky, but when they zoomed in, the saucer-shaped craft was much clearer to see. Well, it was impossible to say whether it was real or fake, whether it was from the Earth or from outer space. But that glimpse of a flying saucer was witnessed by several people. The peculiar object, after creating a puzzling situation among the spectators, landed at an unknown location. breathing forest. At a first glance, you will feel like the ground is lifting up at the roots and pushing the tree apart, but you'll be stunned to know that the ground is breathing. It's not an unusual phenomenon, but it actually happens as forests, just like all living organisms, also breathe. To film a breathing forest, though, is rare. The breathing illusion comes from the movement of the roots beneath the tree. As the trees sway, the torque almost uproots the tree. This phenomena is most common in trees with root systems shaped like discs. Despite its plausible explanation, it looks like nature is, in fact, alive. Teleporting lady. A video posted in October 2016 not only hit the internet, but will also make you reverse this clip again and again until you understand what exactly happened. An eye-rubbing moment was filmed on a highway when a large truck weaved and suddenly a strange man wearing a lab coat appeared out of the truck and soberly walked away. Take a look again. I don't know what to say here, but how did this guy manage to emerge out of nowhere? Is it just a camera trick? Or is the man actually a time traveler? Well, whoever the man was, he should be thankful to the truck driver whose quick reflexes managed to avoid a heavy bang. Ship in storm. In March 2019, some heart-stopping moments were captured at the sea when hurricane-force winds and waves rocked a Norwegian cruise line ship. Just hours after leaving New York City, an extreme gust of wind reached a top speed of around 115 miles per hour and hit the massive ship that not only quaked the vessel, but also the furniture began to topple over the glass windows while glasses, cups, and plates shattered. The scary waves reached several meters in height, leaving the 4,500 passengers baffled, who were seeing the cabins flooding in Titanic-like scenes. However, after spending more than 10 terrifying hours on the ship, all passengers, some with minor injuries, were sent back to their city. Burning plane engine. Traveling through the air while sitting beside the window and reading a good book is fun. Until you see this. In February 2021, more than 200 passengers flying to Honolulu were sure that they would not survive when a dramatic yet frightening incident happened. Just after the flight took off, the Boeing jet experienced a catastrophic engine failure and burst into flames, scattering debris over a residential area. A passenger filmed the right engine on fire with a missing casing. Stuck in midair with an uncovered engine in flames. The worst nightmare of any passenger. But kudos to the brave pilots who didn't lose their cool and made an emergency landing at Denver International Airport safely. Boy in engine. People often take risks to travel abroad, but what do you guys think of this 14-year-old boy whose dream of flying abroad took him to the next level? A desperate Nigerian kid hid himself inside the engine of a plane that was about to leave for Europe without knowing that his action actually posed a danger, not just to himself, but to the passengers as well. Well, thanks to the police, who quickly managed to detect and capture the boy who was ready to fly with a backpack containing his belongings. Mysterious object. Spotting a bizarre object in the sky isn't scary that much. The real game begins when that object starts moving. A video posted in March 2018 puzzled the UFO experts who are still trying to explain to curious netizens about this odd object. A passenger flying over the Aegean Sea filmed a mysterious flying thing alongside the aircraft. It could be seen performing several maneuvers that were impossible for any regular aircraft to pull off. A balloon or an alien spacecraft. The passenger herself was unable to explain about that peculiar body. Can any of you identify this? Plane crack. Passengers traveling on an American airline flight heading from San Francisco to Dallas heard some popping noises soon after the plane took off. One after another, people in midair noticed several of the cabin's wall panels cracked loose after an air duct failure. The captain decided to turn back to San Francisco and made an emergency landing there. Fortunately, no injury was reported. However, passengers were frightened as it was alarming for them to see any piece of an aircraft breaking while they were inside. Landing on river. The passengers of an Airbus A320 had a miraculous escape from a horrible end just after the captain took an instant decision. In January 2009, a U.S. airline carrying more than 150 passengers was heading to North Carolina when just after 2 minutes of flight, the jet flew into a flock of geese. Both engines were severely damaged, followed by a complete loss of thrust. After repeated attempts failed to start the engine, the pilot decided to make an emergency landing on the Hudson River. Passengers and crew then exited the plane via forward slide and walked onto the wings to reach the local ferries, which were on the scene within minutes. Fortunately, no fatalities were recorded, and only a few people were injured. Lady on a plane wing. It is absolutely okay to go out to breathe in fresh air whenever you feel hot inside. But this passenger of UIA shocked the crew members and other people on the flight when she opened the emergency exit of the plane and climbed out onto the wing to cool down just after the landing. After complaining of being too hot, she just decided to enjoy some fresh air from Turkey and went out onto the wing. Well, her desire for fresh air cost her a lot, as she was banned from flying with UIA in the future, with a high financial penalty. Murky walk.
Look at that hole right there in the sky. Hey Lisa, how you doing?
In August 2019, a group of onlookers in Nebraska were observing the sky when they witnessed a sight out of a dream, or perhaps a vision. Between the clouds and the sky, suddenly a huge figure appeared, walking up a staircase like it was going to heaven. It was a crazy sight that made everyone wonder what was really going on. Was it some kind of optical illusion, or was there something more to it?
Look at that hole in the sky. That's who got the power right there.
Some people think it was a sign that there was an afterlife and that this was someone's journey to eternity. But of course, there are always skeptics who don't believe in any of that. Whatever the case might be, for those who saw it happen, it was one of those moments that defied explanation and logic. Shapeshifting UFO.
Traveler sees that, an object apparently changing shapes in seconds.
In 2021, a passenger on a plane spotted a bizarre object outside the window and grabbed his phone to film it. It was so strange, it looked like it was rapidly changing its shape. People started wondering if it was an extraterrestrial being or some kind of stunt by Bezos or Branson. But the person who saw it didn't jump to any conclusions. He thought it might just be a reflection or glare. Even though they had seen something so weird, they didn't freak out. They just made a joke about it being a Father's Day tie. Rocket Man.
Next, a close encounter between a private plane and a man strapped to what appears to be a jetpack 3,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean.
Be careful when the skies reveal secrets, especially when the Rocket Man is out there flying. A person on a flight saw something out of this world when he witnessed a black figure up in the sky, looking like a human that was floating around at a whopping 3,000 feet up. The video of this incredible sighting went viral, and people started thinking it was some high-tech gadget in action. But it didn't take long for experts to figure it out. They said it was just a person flying a jetpack.
We just passed a guy in a jetpack.
Don't hear that every day.
Zooming past a private plane just 7 miles away from the super busy Los Angeles International Airport. It was pretty daring, but also pretty dangerous, which is why the FBI got involved and started investigating who did it, since it could have caused some serious trouble around the airport. Predator ship. Somewhere out there in the great unknown, a man recorded a massive triangular-shaped spaceship. And it was not just chilling up there in the sky. It was launching some kind of mysterious pod or landing equipment, like the vessel was gearing up for a serious mission. But just as quickly as it appeared, it started descending out of sight, disappearing into the horizon. The video left viewers divided in different claims, but the truth behind it remained a mystery. Chinese legend. In Mongolia, a local spotted something straight out of a crazy fantasy movie, a weird creature flying through the sky. This thing looked like a mix of a snake and crocodile and had long legs, almost like those mythical dragons from Chinese lore. Pretty wild, right? But wait, some people were saying it might not be a dragon after all, but it was like those ancient flying dinos called pterosaurs that once lived millions of years ago. Still, with all the stories, they are yet again myths. This thing looked like a real deal to many, while others were resistant to accepting their existence. Alien launch. We've all heard about aliens swooping down from the skies in their UFOs, right? But for the first time, we've got footage of them heading back home. In Arizona, a jogger found and recorded an extraterrestrial figure, or some kind of anomaly that was shooting up from the ground straight into the cloudy sky. And get this, it was being propelled by some kind of electric bolts or plasma. Now, Reddit was buzzing with theories, with some saying it was a brand spanking new alien ship powered by the environment's electric charges. But the official word remained a mystery. So next time you're out for a jog, keep an eye on the skies. You never know what you might see. Flashing UFO.
Our Cole Miller talked to the local man who says he saw something out there.
It was literally right up there.
A farmer and his wife filmed a flying saucer over their land, and now everyone was talking about it. But it was not just any old sighting. There were flashing lights that danced across the sky, leaving people amazed and confused. David Stone, a local resident, even captured shaky cell phone footage of this mysterious thing. And everyone was trying to work out what it was. Even experts jumped in with their opinions. But the truth is still out there. Who knows what we'll discover next? Flying witch.
¡Mira eso! ¡Se está moviendo allá!
Let's have a bizarre encounter straight out of a Halloween tale. A man in Chile was left dumbfounded when he spotted an otherworldly sight in the sky, a humanoid figure soaring through the air. Just like a classic witch on a broomstick. It was the stuff of nightmares. Yet here it was, existing in plain sight. The person watching was confused and said maybe it was controlled from afar. The questions kept coming and no one knew what to think. It could be a joke, a trick, or some kind of spooky magic. No matter what exactly it was, everyone will remember this strange sighting for years to come. Metallic cube.
You can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
It was February 2020, and a passenger plane was cruising over Medellin, Colombia. But little did the captain know, he was about to witness something that'll make his heart skip a beat. During the flight, the pilot casually filmed his routine, but then he spotted a metallic cube-shaped object whizzing by. When he zoomed in, it was clear that this wasn't any ordinary cube. Some speculated it could be an alien probe scouting Earth, but others, well, they were not so sure about it. Considering how little we know of our universe, who knows what could be lurking out there?
Darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon.
Fallen Jesus. A regular day in Burbank, California was interrupted by an extraordinary sight. As one local resident stepped outside his home, he couldn't believe his eyes. Hovering above the rooftops was a figure that seemed eerily resembling Jesus himself. The whole thing was crazy. It looked like some kind of divine thing. But who knows? Everyone was in disbelief and caught off guard. But just as soon as it appeared, the strange figure went down and vanished behind the houses. What was even weirder was that it happened near the airport, where flying is strictly regulated. Now, it could really be a divine miracle, or perhaps just some other crazy, unexplained thing. But I guess we'll never know for sure. Light streak.
Trời ơi, không thể biết được nó là cái gì luôn.
On January 6th, 2024, people in China were carrying out their normal routines when they suddenly spotted something in the night sky that's sure to make you do a double take. A light streak slicing through the darkness like a shooting star on steroids.
Okay. Okay.
But here's where things get really interesting. It was not just one light streak. There were two of them. Now, at first glance, you might think it was just a couple of shooting stars, or maybe even some fireworks. But hold on. One of those light streaks looked suspiciously like a projectile launch, stage 2 and all, zipping through the atmosphere as if it was on a mission.
Đây chắc là khí thôi. Đây nó thả cái khí gì rồi.
And guess what? Even experts confirmed it was indeed a space launch.
Mẹ ơi, hình như là cái gì thả ấy. Kia là một cái máy gì thả ấy. Đúng không?
Triangular lights. A man was chilling in a park, just enjoying his time, when suddenly his eyes were drawn to something strange in the sky. He saw these 3 lights forming a perfect triangle, gliding through the sky like something out of a sci-fi movie. Now, before you start dialing 911, let's break it down. This could be just an airplane or even a couple of satellites playing tag. But the experts, well, they ruled out these theories. So what was it then? Well, the reality of those triangular lights has remained a mystery. I guess we'll never know the exact reason. So, what are your thoughts on this cosmic mystery? Unknown object.
Oh my gosh! Look at it, it's behind the tree. What is that?
I have never seen anything like this in my life, and I'm a very skeptical person.
A couple in Antisquam recorded a video on their phone of a weird object darting in the night sky. It had spinning lights and moved around erratically. People started talking about some crazy stuff they saw. Some thought it was the military being sneaky or aliens visiting us.
To tell you the truth, it's not anything I've ever seen before, and like I said, I've grown up on military bases. I'm used to some strange things, but I've never seen anything like that.
Everyone had their own ideas, but nobody knew for sure. Even the Navy said it wasn't them, and some experts thought it could be drones.
It seems consistent with a drone, but with evidence of this quality, you can't make a 100% call every time.
But these were all just speculations. The video was hard to make sense of, so nobody knew what was really going on. In the end, it made us wonder if we're the only ones out here, or if there's more to the universe than we know.
Oh my gosh! Look at it, it's behind the tree. What is that?
Angels flyby. It was a regular day in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, when suddenly something out of the ordinary caught the eyes of onlookers. They were staring up at the sky when they spotted not one, but 2 humanoid figures soaring through the clouds. Yeah, flying humanoids. The clip was dated back to 2015, but just as quickly as they appeared, those celestial beings vanished into thin air, leaving everyone below shocked in disbelief. Some people speculated it could be divine intervention and cited similar stories of positive signs from the heavens. So what was that thing? Well, it's a mystery that still needs to be solved. Sky monster. In November 2023, a man was casually enjoying the sunshine, but when he looked up, he saw a strange sight. This massive ghost-like figure, made entirely of clouds, was looming ominously in the sky. This cloud monster wasn't just any ordinary formation. It got what looked like a pair of eyes, blocking out the sun. Now, some said it was just a weird coincidence. The clouds arranged themselves in a way that kind of looks like a monster, but for others, that wasn't the case. They were more convinced that this was a sign from Mother Nature to fix ourselves. Open discussion! This picture and video were captured on the 25th of February 2023, where a large UFO came very close to one of the window seats of a commercial airliner. The plane was passing through the skies of Nevada's desert. It was attempting to pass from underneath the plane, but instead turned around and disappeared at supersonic speed. If the aliens have all the state-of-the-art tech that we can't even fathom, they certainly would have the best imaginable zooming capability, better than any of us could ever perceive.